Welcome and congratulations on the purchase of your new Omega One automated trading system. Let's go ahead and pop out the system here just so that we can understand how to pull it up. So please go ahead and refer to your TradingView software, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this section right above here. We're going to use an arrow to point at it so that you can understand where it is that we're getting it from, right? Please make sure to use your desktop here, guys, just so that you can get the full expansive view. So please go ahead and click on that little area there that says indicators and metrics and strategies as you hover over it. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on that, right? And from your invites only, you're going to notice that it is going to be highlighted. You're going to notice that it's going to be under a little lock here, right? It's going to say Omega One. So make sure to, you know what? Let's go ahead and make sure to select that little star so that it can show up on your favorites tab. And your favorites tab would be located right next to the indicators tab. And then you'll have a whole list of algorithms and indicators that you've selected to be your favorite. Okay, so from here, let's just go ahead and select your ABT, Omega One. And this is your system popping up here, okay, team? So the red hue on the top and the green hue on the bottom represent areas of liquidity. Okay, guys, so there is strong liquidity for a short side in this zone here, right? And there is strong liquidity for the buy side around this zone in here, right? So you can actually see the highlights of them, right? It's giving you the targets via the hard line here, right? So you can see that the top of the range is really right there. So you can see that there could be a resistance right at this level of around. It's already highlighting it for you, right? Of around 284.68. So should it be that we reach that high liquidity zone here from the price action of XRP, well, there's very likely a potential pullback from that section there, as the highest liquidity could be present from the immediate short term. Now, we're going to go ahead and go over some parameters here and see how we can move along. So let's go ahead and take a look at this section here, right? We're going to look at, just hover your mouse over this area here and look at the gear icon, right? So when we approach the gear icon, it says settings. So make sure to pop out the settings window here, and you're going to get to see a large amount of options here. And I know that this can seem a little bit daunting at the present moment, but know for a fact that this is we're introducing to you that the several metrics here on one of the flagship systems that we have, because we are actually going to work out the system settings and find the best performing assets against the auto trading systems for you. So as we move forward, we're going to go ahead and share the settings. So make sure to join the ARCABULLS trading team so that you can continue benefiting from these settings. But should it be that you want to continue on your own, that's okay too. So the best way, in my opinion, is to deselect everything here, right, and start just from your step number one. So what would it be? The first step to this is that the algorithm is ticker aware. So in other words, we would probably benefit from using the XRP USD against Coinbase, right? So we would go ahead and select this area here and type in XRP, and let's go ahead and use, for now, right, USD in Coinbase. So now when we do that, you're going to notice that this gets populated, right? If we have another ticker selected that's not on the screen, let's say, for example, we went to HBAR and we selected whatever else, well, let's go ahead and see what it does, right? So you know what? Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and do it from the initial, right? So let's go ahead and load it one more time, right? Omega One. And yeah, this is what I mean, right? So if we're looking at this, it doesn't have anything present in it, right? So as soon as we start to add the ticker into it, that's when it's going to realize that, okay, we're going to use XRP against Coinbase on US dollar, and we press OK, and there we go. The settings come up, right? Or the back testing comes up. Okay, so back to the settings window. Now that we have our ticker loaded here, we can then go ahead and start off with some very basic metrics. For example, the initial capital under properties, right? If you are going to trade, for example, maybe a $1,000 account, we can put this under whatever currency that you're using, right? We're going to use USD, and we're going to use this under percentage of equity, and we're going to try to put this at maybe, let's just say that we'll use like 80% of the equity of $1,000 for automated trading here. And make sure that pyramiding, we're not going to do any of that. Let's make sure to use the commission base here, guys. If we do get the partnership, if ARCABULLS gets the partnership with the exchange, then we'll be able to benefit here from a very curious 0.004, I believe 6 actually, one of those percentage from every transaction that we enter, right? So meaning that anytime you enter the trade and exit the trade, you'll get you'll be charged 0.006% instead of the monstrous fees that you get without a partnership like ours. Okay, so and that, by the way, it would be highly useful here, because we would be getting this discount through the use of futures. Now, futures doesn't mean you got a 100x nothing, right? We can use low leverage, and that's what we intend to do here, okay, guys, to make sure that it is responsible and professional. Okay, so let's go ahead and now take a look at this. So margin for long position, we want to make sure that this is at a 0 basis, and leave the margin for short position at 100. Now, the reason why we're doing that is because the Omega family indicators or strategies are a short bias. They're called counter trend traders. Now, the volatility in counter trend trading has a statistical edge over any markets to the opposing side. So no matter how far you're going up, the opposition trades as it pulls back is where it kind of grasps its liquidity, right? It takes from the market in that way. So, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we want to do from here. So I guess if we're going to choose maybe a 13-minute time frame to trade against this, right? We're gonna have to build this little by little, guys. Okay, so say for example, actually, you know what? Why don't we go into maybe a 6-minute time frame or something? I'm just saying 6 minutes because maybe you want to trade shorter term. The longer the time frame, the longer the trade is going to be, right? So we could go ahead and then start setting things against that. So the ATR time frame, I guess, we can use against maybe a 6-minute time frame, right? So we would use well, actually, we could use a 5-minute time frame against that, or maybe even a 10-minute time frame. Now the ATR length. So the average true length based on how many days of trading, right? So there in a year, there's around 252 days of trading. We can go ahead and look back like that. We could go ahead and just maybe look back the week, maybe just 7 days, right? And it'll just kind of start looking for that, right? So let's see. Let's go ahead and start enabling some of these settings right here, guys. Right. So, well, to build this is going to take a lot of time. So, making an entire video like this probably isn't the best idea, right? But there is a video that we just used for Hybrid Elite that we just made actually with the trading team just a couple of days ago. So we're going to go ahead and make sure to share those in the description below, or we're going to send them over to you guys because it's still being edited. But, okay, so let's go ahead and see about this. Enable the current time frame stochastic filter. So enable current time frame stochastic filter means that you are going to enable the stochastic momentum indicator within the time frame that you're trading here. So that means that you'll be able to access the moving average of the stochastic filter, which is your 14 period and 3 period, and also the smoothing factor, right? So that's going to be located right about, where's the smoothing? Here we are. Let's see. Let's just keep on going down. And let's see, liquidity buffer, higher stoke oversold, and stoke overbought. There we go. Okay, here we are. So we have the 14 period here. We have the 3 period here, and also the stochastic overbought and the smoothing level right here, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, smoothing. This is your fast length here, right? And we should have okay. So yeah, what we do here, guys, is just adjust these things here, right? So the overbought level of your stochastic momentum is usually 80%, and your oversold level is a 20%. Okay, so now what we can do as well is that when we are trading the stochastic filter at the same time frame, we can actually use a further time frame to validate or to use against the current time frame to see if there's an edge. So for example, if you're trading a 6-minute, do we use an hourly time frame to give us an edge, or do we use maybe a 4-hour time frame to give us an edge over the stochastic momentum's feeling, right? So it was either feeling bullish or feeling bearish, whatever that is. We can tell it to consider the different time frame within the time frame that we are trading. Okay, guys. So yeah, those are things that can absolutely be used for our benefit here. Okay, guys. So, and then yeah, you know what? Using some of these moving averages as they are. They should be fine, right? Your 14, your 3 here, your higher time frame slow and higher time frame fast, right? Your fast and slow moving averages here for the stochastic momentum. Those are typically fine in those settings there, but what is going to show you incremental changes is when you start observing your stop loss percentage, because it does feature that, right? Your take profit percentage, it also features that, and the liquidity zone display time frame. So where is it that we're going to be suggesting to trade liquidity from, right? So we would have to, we have to enable liquidity time frame, and then we can have it display wherever the liquidity is within the hourly time frame, maybe within a 45-minute time frame, right? Maybe we want to experience the liquidity within a 6-hour, which is going to be almost nothing at this area here. So let's see maybe a 5-minute time frame liquidity level. See how it's 5-minute time frame is liquidity everywhere because we're so like concentrated. All right, so yeah, this is going to consider different types of strategies based on the liquidity availability. Again, remember guys, that we're going to be helping on setting up many of these settings. So we're going to be giving you images of what we find out to be some of the greatest setups here. Okay, guys. So of course, we still want to make sure that the stop loss and take profit percentages are in fact what we want to use here for further attenuation, right, guys? So the idea behind this is that we can get the settings to prove valid. So in this case, we want to make sure that we are getting a nice percentage profitable from the total P&L. We want to also make sure that we can get this profitable trades into the areas of around 70% or higher, maybe 80% or 90 would be great. And also your drawdown, right? We want to make sure that the drawdown is completely low against your total P&L. So any changes that you make on this are absolutely going to be sensitive to the changes that we have within your parameters that you're setting up, right? So any little difference here can make a drastic change in the results, right, that you're kind of catching here. So as you move down the time frames, right, you're going to notice that some perform a lot better than another, right? So for example, here we're now getting around a 17% gain, and you are looking at trades from March 23rd, late March to September 12th, right? So let's go ahead and just continue looking at a couple of time frames, right? So 11-minute time frame would be around here. 12-minute time frame will be will be around here. It's looking a little better there. So as you start approaching some of these more critical and better results, then that's when we want to start to come back into this and seeing if we can't, here's your trailing stop condition, right? So it's a trailing stop loss, meaning that if your other stop loss didn't work, this one will trail behind and save you. So should it be that we have consideration for something like this, does it actually give us an edge for the profitability, right? So those are things that we want to kind of attenuate here and just see if we can use for the better of the strategy. So what I just did right now was actually just enable the higher time frame confirmation, which is right about here, that says 4 hours in stock. Now what that does is actually, just like the stochastic filter, while you're trading the immediate short term or whatever term that you're trading here, in this case is the 12-minute time frame, you can have the algorithm further validate continuation to whatever direction that it's trading via other time frames that are set here for you to observe, or for it to observe. So the algorithm will study the higher time frame and confirm that it is actually profitable, and it'll give you the results back on the back test area here. Okay, guys. So other than these major settings here, guys, under properties, of course, you remember, right? These things can further attenuate your trade, right? So right now we're sitting at around 29%. So if we select some of these and we notice that there is a gain, well, you know, maybe we can use them and consider. There you go, right? So now we're moving to 31.22% by analyzing at the bar close using open, high, low, close valuations on this. Didn't actually do anything. So why don't we just go ahead and now try to add something else to see if it does give it better. Yep, there we go, 35.41%. We're now moving closer to 40%, right? What about the using bar magnifier? It gave us a little bit of an, give us a little bit of an edge. Let's see. Yeah, just around 0.1%. And what about all of them selected together? So nothing there, right? Okay, well, perfect. And this is now getting a little better and better as we attenuate and as we set up, right? So imagine that we went to the take profit and we started kind of dropping this down. Maybe we'll get some, or we start lifting it up or whatever. We'll start facing some type of, improvement or whatever. Right, guys, that's what we want to do. Here we go. 39% gain, 41% profitability. Let's go down a little bit. Let's just see if we can continue, right? 36% gain, 41.22. Let's go down and let's continue, right? 35.65. Looks like 29, but we're getting higher in that. Yeah, we're getting higher over here though. That's very cool. So profitable trades getting a lot better there. Let's go down to 3.1. Nice, almost 44. We're getting 14% with 25% gain there. Okay, let's keep on going. All we have to do, guys, is explore the potentials of this strategy, right? So that's all that we really want to make sure to do. We want to make sure that we can find the highest profitability that we can. Check this out. Now we're at 36% here, 50% profitable trades, and now 14.63% on that side. So, okay, 52.8 there, 44.72 there, right? So this is what I mean, guys. We keep on adjusting until we find the best setting possible for this, right, guys? So at around 2% gain, we're at 57% with almost a 52% gainer, 9% drawdown. See what I mean? So now we're starting to look better and better as far as the trades are coming in, right, guys? So this is how you attenuate little by little. We want to make sure to grab as much information as we can from these things, adjust as much as we can from over here. What if we went to maybe 89% of the equity from the $1,000? That puts us at 58.47 at around 57% profitability. That means that 97 out of 170 trades have been proven successful. So yeah, team, I think, and that's about 170 trades from the February 2nd, 2025 to September 2nd. So this is what it would do, performing on its own. Okay, guys. So I do hope that you did like this thread of analysis here, and we are going to be continuing to release more and more support videos for the algorithms as they go. Okay, guys. So make sure to visit the ARCABULLS trade systems and speak to Panda or myself for some further questions, right, guys? So this is what I mean here. This is Panda, and this is the ARCABULLS Trade Systems channel, of which here we're sharing many setups. This is your hybrid elite, and we're sharing many strategies here that are proving pretty successful. Okay, guys, and we have a whole community here that's talking. Okay, guys, so I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. If any questions, please go ahead and get in touch with me, and we'll talk very scary Jerry Larry soon. Okay, team, take care, and yeah, have a good one. Adios, team.